Well, hello, amazing friends. How are you tonight? I'm doing great. It's a Friday night. I don't have any plans, which is fantastic. And I was sitting there on the couch and I was like debating, do I want to make jewelry? Do I want to just sit here and chill? And all of a sudden I'm like, I only made one thing for Sam's bead box. And I'm like, I still have these. And okay, so I was looking before, when I was first after I was done my first thing that I made with the, do I have it close by? No, it's way up there. I changed up my jewelry to have fall ones, kind of more fallish. Anyway, so I have been thinking about these since, and I really want these as for a necklace on both sides, and just do a multi-strand. Well, I noticed there's 7 holes, okay? There's 7 loops. And I was like, wow, I mean, I can't really do a lot. It's 7 strands of beads. And then I'm like, well, I could do every other one and leave some empty. And I'm like, I don't like that, because that to me, that's a missed opportunity, right? So I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, I wonder what I could use. And I'm like, I have 3 needle stuff from from Nile. So from SilverSilk, 3 needle chain, that's what it's called. Not 3 needle stuff, 3 needle chain, that's what it's called. Anyway, I'm like, so I can do 4 strands of that and 3 beaded strands, and then I can maybe just kind of get them all twisted together, and just, I don't know, so I started thinking about that, and I'm like, how cool would that look? So I haven't tested it. Like many things in life, I decide, why test it? Let's just run with it. Let's do it. So let's just do it, guys. Let's go to the mat. Okay, my friends. First of all, I just want to say, I am so sorry. I am so behind on answering comments. I'm behind on reading. I think there's emails that I didn't respond to. I don't know. There's so much going on, and life has just kind of taken over for me, and I'm really not understanding what's going on with my life right now. It's not bad things. Don't think it's bad things, because it's not. It's good things. But I've been just swamped with stuff, and not bead stuff, because I don't consider that really being swamped. I consider that being blessed. But I'm tasked with things. I can't tell you when I last mopped my kitchen floor. That's gross, right? Don't judge me, please. Life has been really crazy. And yeah, so tomorrow, because today is Friday, it's August 22nd. So tomorrow I plan on getting up early and just getting started and getting my kitchen clean, my living room clean, my downstairs bathroom clean. I'm going to knock those 3 right off my list, and then I'll be done before noon. And because then I need to go through my pantry. My mom cans tomatoes, and I'm going to help her can tomatoes this year. We're not going to do it till next weekend when I have 4 days off, and we're going to do it on that Friday or something. But I need to go find my canning jars so I can bring those over to her. And yeah, so I'm going to help her do that. And so I just have a lot of pots on the burner right now. So I do apologize, and I'm so sorry. I don't mean to put you... You're not last in my book, you guys. I promise you. I'm just hoping you can hear my thoughts and feel my positive energy and know that I will get to you. And I'm so kind but I do love you guys. So please know that I'm trying really hard, and I just feel really bad about it. I think I kind of lose sleep at night, because I wake up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I really need to respond to people. I would feel terrible if you felt like I didn't want to talk to you. So that's not the case at all. All right. So I have no idea what else we're going to use. I know we're going to need these guys. Now, I'm using some bead string and wire. This is Bead-A-Lon, and I'm using the 7 strand. And it's okay if you're using 7 strand. I'm using silver, and you guys, it's okay, because we're going to be putting I can't think of what it's called, French wire over it. So you're not even going to see what color it is. I cut a generous amount of this. I did 21.5 inches each. We probably will not use all 21.5 inches. I don't know exactly, because here's the thing. So all I have left of my 3 needle chain, I have a big, I should be measuring these. here's a big turquoise piece. So this one's probably pretty long yet. Yeah, so this one's 25 inches. If you haven't used 3 needle chain, I'm going to show you a few things today. So you'll be able to see some things. This one is, the orange one is 28, so that's a good amount. And I have a feeling this one and the other one might be shorter. And I do really want all my stuff like close to being around the same length, right? So this one is, okay, so this one is 20 and a half. So you know what? They're pretty close. And I have 4 colors of my 3 needle. And this is all of my 3 needle. And now I need to get on SilverSilk and I need to order more. All right, so this was 26. So I guess I'm okay with sizes. I guess I'm okay. I was kind of panicked a little bit about it, but then I got to my findings for SilverSilk and I was like, oh, yeah, I don't have enough of those, like all in the same color to do, because I would need 12 of the same. So, okay, so these are like the ones you would use for that, because what you would do, and these are available on the SilverSilk website. So all you would need to do is just like, you could stick it in there and glue it in. And then they have the crimp ones, which look like that, which look like this. So you put it in here and you just crimp that middle one. But I don't have enough of all the same colors. So I'm like, okay, well, what do I have? Well, I have these. And these are meant for like a 1 millimeter leather, actually probably like a 0.5 millimeter leather, or even like a hemp or whatever. So I thought this would be perfect for that. So why not use these? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use these for that. But I'm not sure if I'm gonna end up stringing some stuff on it or what. But what we're gonna do, and this is what I was thinking. So, oops, light. So we're gonna lay these out. I'm gonna put these aside because we'll use those in a minute, but we need our full vision board here, right? Okay, well, I'm just gonna grab one and it's gonna be this orange one. And these are all colors that are like kind of like in the box. So it's kind of perfect. And we're going to take, I'm gonna want all these like the same length. Let me see. You know what, we'll end up getting, we'll get one at a time, right? We'll just do one at a time, get it all connected. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. So if I do, I have 4 of these, right? So I'll start with this at the bottom, and then we'll do a beaded strand, a SilverSilk, a beaded strand, a SilverSilk, a beaded strand, a SilverSilk. I think that sounds good. And these all might have a little something hanging from them. I don't know yet. We'll have to see. It might even just be one little something, or it might be a couple little somethings. And they're not going to be crimped anywhere. They're just going to kind of float around because, like I said, we're just going to kind of like loosely like twist it up, kind of make it messy, but not messy, if that makes sense to you guys. So this is what I was thinking to do. Now we're going to need some little bitty crimps too. Not crimps. Oh, goodness gracious. I know what I'm talking about. Jump rings. That's what we're going to need. We're going to need some little bitty jump rings. So I'm digging here, guys. Give me one sec. All right. And what we're going to do to make this, because I always feel like these aren't going to hold. To make it hold better, we're just going to bend this wire like this. And I had even thought about like putting it through and wire wrapping, but I can't imagine wire wrapping. So, oh no, thank you. That's so much. So I'm just going to put that in here. Like try to get it as centered as I can, just so it looks good. And if you've never used these, they're basically just like really large, kind of like really large crimps, right? So I'm just going to hold that in there. And oh, goodness. And the thing is, you hold it there and you get one side closed. And that one side's going to hold your material. That's how it usually works. If you can get it to work out that way. There it goes. All right, so you see I got the one side closed and it's gonna hold my material. And then we can close the other side like that. So what I figured we'd do is we'd get this one whole side all in place. Okay, and then so I'll get the strands put on, I'll get all these put on, and then we can go and start like doing things to our strands and like decorating them or whatever we're gonna do to them, bead them, whatever. So that's what we're gonna do with that. There we go. And I'm just gonna dump out some of these jump rings because these are like a little mix of jump rings that I have. And I know I have some teeny tinies in here, which is gonna be great because we want that for sure. So I'm gonna use like a 3mm jump ring. Where's my other pliers? There they are. And I'm just kind of want to make sure like my crease is like underneath. So I'm just, I mean, it'll probably flip-flop a little bit here, a little bit there, but I think I want to do the orange one on the bottom. Let's do that. Okay, so like that. And close it up. Okay, that looks cute. You know what? I forgot one thing. Hold on one second, guys. I'll okay, sorry about that. I have my antique brass French wire. This French wire I got at Danielle Wicks's shop. So if you're looking for some, she has this one. I think she has an antique silver, which is really nice because it's hard to find an antique silver. So, and honestly, you guys, her prices are so much better for this stuff than what I've seen anywhere. Let me tell you, I paid double on Amazon for the Beadalon. This is Beadalon brand. I paid double than what she's got. So, yeah. All right, so now for my French wire, I'm gonna need, this is probably about just over a ½ an inch. So I'm gonna just cut 3 off because we're gonna need 3 for this side, 1 for each strand. And it's not gonna be perfect, but you know, it'll be close. Because we're gonna loop those right through. I should have checked to make sure that goes through. I'm sure it does. We're gonna just say it does. We're gonna count on it. All right, there we go. And since I am using 7-strand beading wire, we are going to crimp traditionally today, just because I don't want it to have any issues. Usually the thicker your beading wire is, so like 1949, your magical crimpers will work way, way better. But I found I have issues using the magical crimpers on 7-strand. So if you can get it to work somehow, I know you can put like an extra piece of wire in there, and that's fine, but I don't want to fiddle with that. So I do pretty good crimps with these, and I'm not worried about it. All right, so now we're going to grab one of our beading strands, and we're going to put one of our French wire pieces on. And I don't have exact matches with my metals, okay? And you know what, guys? That's quite all right. Oh, first we gotta put our crimp tube on. It's okay. This is the fear I want you to stop having if you have it. You don't have, your metal pieces don't have to be perfect. Especially like, I think it seems this year, I've seen more mismatch than what I've seen in the following years. Or the previous years, I mean. So I don't know, like I think maybe it's a trend. I don't know. We'll see. Or maybe people are just like, you know what? There's bigger things in life to worry about than my gold being just a tiny shade off, or you know, whatever. It's fine. Now I didn't want to use my gold these because they are like a super, super bright gold, and I know that would not look right. So we're going to go into this last one here because we're using 2x2 crimp tubes. And see, there's how our crimp is first. And then we're gonna go in that first one. And we're just gonna make a nice little crimp. And now I have a nice little crimp right there, and my wire is right directly through that hole. All right, so we're just gonna leave it like that. We're gonna get our next piece, and I'm just grabbing it randomly. And it looks like we have brown or copper, whichever. I think it's referred to as copper in SilverSilk land. So I think that's what it is. And I'm just gonna fold this one piece over just like this, like we did before. It just makes it a little bit thicker of a thing for you to kind of grip onto, and it makes me trust what I'm doing a little bit more. So, and we're just gonna close that right up, just like so. All right, and then our little extra that we have sitting here, we're gonna trim that off. Now, you guys, this is made from wire, so just be really careful with it, because if you get too many little shards, you know, if your skin is like super soft, it really could go through your skin. Mine, unfortunately, is super hard and calloused, so it's not gonna, it won't penetrate. I think there's been times where I poked myself with a needle and I was fine because I have so many calluses. So, all right. I remember I used to have baby soft skin. Not anymore. All right. Put our next one on here. All right, just like that. Okay. Next one is a strand of our Bead. So we need our crimp. We need our French wire. And we're gonna put that through the next hole. I kind of feel like this is like the most time-consuming part of this process. And I really don't want the strands to be super long, because I want you to see how they're connected. I want you to see that there's literally 7 separate strands coming from these components. I want you to see how beautiful these components are. So we do want this to be a little bit shorter on the strand side, right? And I don't know what I'm gonna do on the back yet. I don't know, maybe we'll do some more SilverSilk. Maybe I'll do a beaded strand. I have no idea yet, you guys. I haven't thought that far. This is baby steps. So we'll think about that while I'm doing this. So we'll crimp this one down. And I'm just, if you notice, I'm leaving the tail, because a lot of that can be just beaded right over. And then it tucks in there really nice, and it just looks really, really nice and clean and professional. Well, professional-ish. I'm not a professional jewelry maker by any means. Okay. And then I'm just grabbing random. Ooh, we got red. So let's go ahead and put this on. It's a lot of prep, right? I mean, we're doing a lot of prep here. And that's okay, because sometimes the prep gives you time to think about more design, right? Like if you can just, once you do your first couple and you're like, okay, well now I know what I gotta do with the rest. Now you can just kind of set your mind at ease and just think about what beads you want to use and where you want them to go, how you want your end result to look. There's so many better things to be thinking about. So that's usually where there's been times like during my processes that I think I like shut down or something, and I'm quiet for like what feels like an hour, even though it may have only been like 5 minutes. And I'm like, sorry guys, I think I zoned out for a sec. I was lost away in bead land, you guys. Bead land. And I'm sure you've all been there. It's a very nice place. All right. So it seems like there's a lot going on next week. So next week is like the week prior to Labor Day weekend, which I have a 4-day weekend, and I'm so happy. I cannot wait to have a 4-day weekend. And like Sam's is doing a big sale. Jill Wiseman is doing a big sale. There's just, I don't know. It's like they know, like, okay, it's a holiday and we got another season coming up. People want clearances. We're going to blow out of all this other stuff, and we are going to, you know, get you guys some really great beads at really good prices. And we're like, okay, let's do that. And but I'm so excited to see what's in store for this fall for all of these favorite shops, right? I'm really excited to see what's in store for all of them. Like, what are they bringing in? What kind of new things are we getting? What are the subscription boxes going to look like fall and winter 2025, 2026? You know, like I'm just, like, I love thinking about that kind of stuff. And I'm super excited about it all. All right. So here we go. And we're going to go in here. And let's crimp that. What I'm really hoping is that, you know how they did the gem box for summer? I know they've done it for other seasons in the past, but I'm hoping they do it for this fall too. I still have some of my summer left. I mean, it was such a good value, you guys. If you missed out on it for summer and they do one for fall, make sure you get it, because you guys, it was really fantastic. It was definitely worth the money because the beads you got were amazing. Beautiful gemstones, gorgeous stuff, guys. Like, I don't know. And so much, like, full, ginormous strands of expensive beads. And like, you could not have purchased all those things by themselves for $75. Or was it 65? I don't remember if it was 65 or what, but yeah. But the last video that I did, well, it might be other videos in between that one, but when I opened that mystery box for Beadalon, I'm serious, you guys. If there's a place that you like to shop, you need to get on their mailing list, their email list. If they do text alerts, because sometimes they'll do different deals through text alerts. You need to get those, because you know what, honestly, it might be a little bit of an annoyance, you know, to get like a text and an email of the same thing. But you know what? Who cares? It's not that big of a deal. Let it roll off your back. Nobody gets charged per text anymore. I mean, do they? I don't think they do, unless you have like a plan that doesn't have like unlimited. But I think almost all plans are unlimited at this point. And I know that like everyone gets like extra emails. So you know what you do? Maybe make up a retail email. I used to do that. I used to have an email that was just meant for retail. And then everywhere I go, I give that email. And that one I knew was only for like my coupon shopping, you know? Yeah, and they're really easy to set up. All right, so now we have all of our ends on here. And actually that looks pretty cool because we used 2 different kinds of metals here. That actually looks really cool. I'm pretty impressed with that. That looks cool. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna just do one strand at a time. So I'm not gonna do anything with the SilverSilk yet because those might just stay the way they are. Like I said, I don't know yet. And with using 3 strands, I feel like I'd run out of beads really fast. So I have my bead box here. And I still have quite a bit left. And I think some of these chips really need to be used. So we're definitely going to do some chips, right? We need these beautiful carnelian chips. We need those. They're so gorgeous. Dig all those out. And I think with those, we're getting all of them, just digging them all out. I think with those, in between every so often, I think I want to put like another bead, like a different, like a contrasting color. So maybe what we would do is like this 6mm round bead here, the magnesite, the dyed magnesite. So we're just gonna get out like a little handful of those. Not sure how many we need. So let's start here. And as a matter of fact, at the end, because we are dealing with such tight quarters, we're gonna actually start with some of these really nice little seed beads. And they might end up going into parts of our design too, like right before and right after. Maybe our turquoise bead. So let's start with like, I think we should do like 5 of these, and that'll bring us down a little ways so that the natural progression of the strands kind of like, it just kind of separates a little bit more the further you get down. So let's just do that. And I did leave that tail, but that tail will fit through those. See, just like that. Okay, and then we're gonna just jump right in and start like putting these little guys on. And I'm thinking this might be our measurement. So once I get these all strung on, that might tell us where we want to be as far as the length of each of our strands. So my plan is to do, let's see what like 6 of these look like. There's 4. And I'm not really caring about the sizes because they can go big to small. It doesn't matter. Not to me. There's 5. There's a hole for that one. And there's a 6. And I'm just gonna kind of flip that around a little bit. You know, that's not a bad little chunk, but I think I want it to go a little bit more. I gotta take my glasses off. I feel a little warmish today. It's not hot, but it's just enough that I feel like my glasses are sliding off my face. So if we have 6, let's do, let's try 10. So that's just 4 more. And I'm just grabbing. Oh, I don't trust that one. Look at how little that is. I'm gonna put him off to the side. When they're too small of a thing like that, I get worried about that, because if you lost one chip out of here, it would like destroy the integrity of your necklace. It would just not look the same. You'd have to redo that strand. Okay, so let's do that. And then let's do 10 more. This one's a big chunky monkey. Do some of these little ones here. Grab another bigger one. There's 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 and 10. Beautiful. I have not made any bracelets or earrings from this kit yet, or this box yet, but I don't think I'm going to have a problem, because I still think, even though this is my second necklace, I think I'm still going to have plenty of beads, because I am using some SilverSilk to supplement. And we know Sam's loves SilverSilk because he sells it in his shop. So I think it's a better option of things to choose from if you're going to put any other materials with it, in my opinion, just because I know that it looks really good with anything. It also, see, this one is another one that I don't know if that one's gonna, oh, no, it's fine. Okay. And he sells it. So it's kind of nice to be able to try to keep with what he's carrying, you know, for the most part. Not that there's anything wrong with adding your own stuff to it, but like, I don't know. It doesn't make sense, I know. You know what? Just forget I even said anything. It doesn't make any sense. I know what I mean. I can't explain it. So there's 5. And then oh, and a lot of times too, he does get matching colors from, you know, Softlex for the bead stringing wire, and from Nile for SilverSilk. So, which is really cool because then you can have matching strand stuff. So see, that's 8. We need 2 more. And 9. And if I plan on kind of twisting this up a little bit, it will also shorten the necklace. So I'm not going to be too worried about that. But I think, see if I hold this up. Nope, I do want to definitely go 1 more row of the carnelian, because that would be way too short. And now that I mess up all my strands by picking it up like a goofy girl. So we'll do 1 more thing of 10 of the carnelian. We'll do our 5, I'm gonna have to fix this. We'll do our 5, oh my goodness gracious. We'll do our 5 seed beads at the end, just like we did here. This one's gotta come down here. I don't want to be messing my stuff up here, guys. There we go. Because I had to just go and pick it up and mess it all up. All right. There we go. Now we just need our last 10 carnelian. Really lovely job on this box, you guys. You know, I'm sure there is so much work that goes into planning this out. I don't think it comes together like on a whim. Like, there'd be no way. Like, it's got to be some work. And it's like, I always look at this stuff, and whether or not like I like a color or a bead of a certain style, I can sit back and appreciate the amount of work that went into it, and the amount of love and care, because you know what, this is their name. They're putting their name on something so important, and it's very important. That's why even if it's not my favorite box, I can still appreciate the box. But this one is one of my favorites. Like, I do have like a list of favorites, and this one is definitely high on my list. It's the colors I absolutely love to work with. I don't feel like I'm being pushed into my comfort zone. I feel like I can just roll right in here and just do it. And then maybe next month my box might be like, oh, well, now I'm feeling a little uncomfortable, you know, and I might have to work a little bit harder at it, where I feel like this one, I don't have to. But you know what? I like those challenges too. I really like those challenges too. Like, the one I had a hard time with was the Amethyst Allure. And I struggled. But you know what? I think I ended up making some really beautiful pieces from Amethyst Allure. And I was really super proud of myself, because, I mean, honestly, like, it was a hard box for me. Amethyst is not my favorite stone. Purple is not my favorite color. And in fact, it's probably my least favorite color. But I'm like, you know what? I'm here for it. I'm here for the challenge. And there was enough other things in there that counteracted all that purple for me. So, like, there was the pearls, there was white, like that really beautiful, like that pearly white. You guys remember like the twist drops? I think that's what was in it. There was some other stuff that was white, and I'm like, oh, that's beautiful. And that's what I'm talking about. So you see stuff like that, and you're like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. All right, so we have this beaded strand. I'm not going to put that on the other side yet, because we do want to make sure that everything is doing what it should be doing. And I know I have a bead bug here. Hold on one second while I search for my bead bugs, because I'm going to need more than one. Okay, I found 3 of them, which is perfect, because pretty much what I'm going to need. All right, and we're going to take this SilverSilk, guys. We have him, and then we have this one. And then next, find our next one, because we want to try to be as neat about this, about the stringing and everything as we can, so we can get like an accurate like how this is going to be. Okay, so that looks even cool by itself, just like that, doesn't it? So our next strand is right here. I'm going to put these carnelian chips away. I don't have many left. Just got a few. And I don't think I'm going to do chips on the next one, but I think on the last one I'm going to do chips. Actually, I shouldn't do... Well, no, because I did orange and orange. I'm good. I don't need to worry about that. Why would I be worried about that? Okay, so the next one, I think... I'm going to look at this together here. I think that we could go with... Like, these are just amazing. Aren't those beautiful? We could definitely go with those. The gold line crystal beads. And we may end up using all of them. And I think maybe for like a little pop of something else, we can do the lapis, because that would be really pretty with that. So let's give that a shot. That's all the lapis I have left. And just like the other one, we're going to do 5 seed beads to start off. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now the one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure of, is that I should have 2 lapises. I think I should have 2 per gold line crystal. There we go. Did I get that through? Yes, okay. So just making sure, because I've run out. Oh, and see, I'm glad I looked. All right, so we're gonna probably need to ad lib a little bit. I do have these. Maybe we can use like these down at the ends. I do have like, oh, I only have one of those, so that's gonna be bead soup material. But I do have 2 of those, so we'll do one of these at the end, leading into, leading into our beads. Let's do this. And then we can do our gold lined one here. That one just plopped right on over top. And we'll save that one for the other end. And then we can do our lapis. And that cuts down on a little bit of the lapis, right? So now I don't need to worry about it. I wonder if I should do some seed beads, a seed bead in between the lapis. Just because it'll give us just that little more extra space. Let's do that. Let's do a seed bead, our lapis, a seed bead, and our gold lined. There we go. Doesn't give you a ton of extra length, but I think it's also going to make it so it like kind of bends a little bit easier. You know what I mean? Gives it a little more elbow room maybe. And then we need one of these. And we're just really trying to match our bead length to our other bead length for our strands. Trying our best. It's not going to be perfect. I've never been able to get spot on different beads to match up with other different beads perfectly by following a pattern. Now I can do it if I'm not following a pattern, right? But if I'm following patterns, it doesn't seem to work out so well for me. All right, let's do this. And then Here we go. I did order some extras of some of the check glass ones that I wanted. I did not order any extra gemstones because I do have a ton of gemstones. I have a ton of the check glass as well, but there were some colors that I'm like, well, I know that I have this, this, and this, and that would look amazing with it. So I kind of bought some of that stuff, and I bought some of the 8-0 seed beads because if I have them in 11-0, I'd kind of like to have them in 8-0. I know it seems weird, but just in case, and you know what, I might want to do a seed bead project, and I might want like all of those, right? So I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Yes, I like bringing in that dark blue with these other colors. It looks so pretty. I got some beads coming, like I said, from Sam's. I have like 2 weeks ago's order. I haven't even opened yet. Like I said, I'm falling behind on some stuff, but it's okay. It's all right. It's not going anywhere. They're not going bad by any means. They're going to be fine, but I am falling behind a little on some things. So I'm hoping this weekend to go through my Sam's and get that opened up. I don't know if I'll do an unboxing for it or not, or just get it put away, because sometimes when I do an unboxing for it, I tend to just like leave it at that point. I'm like, okay, I'm done, and then that's it. All right, so I think, see, this is where it ends up a little odd. I think here, because this, see, now that would be, pull that down all the way. Well, you know what though? I mean, I could just do the seed beads here. I don't need to do this little blue one. It's fine. And I would only really need to do 3. No one's going to notice that, especially if we have so many other things going on. This is what I mean when I say I can't match it up perfectly, you guys. It's just not possible for me. All right. So that's my other strand. And you know what? It's going to look so pretty. No one's going to even know. They're not going to know. Okay. I'm going to put those back in there. I got a couple of those left. And then we're going to move this one down. And we have this one next. And this is our last beading strand. All right, guys, hold on 1 second. I need to take 5, and then I'll be back, and we're going to decide. I think we're going to do the Amazonite chips back here. And then I think we're going to also do probably I'm thinking the faux carnelian. I think. I don't know yet. Okay, I am feeling a little overheated, so I turned my fan on. I got some water. I do need to leave my fan on for just a little bit, just so I can cool off. I don't know. It's not, like I said, it's not hot in here, but I'm just feeling a little steamy. So let's get the beads out that we're going to need. And we're going to need these Amazonite chips. So let's just make a little pile here of those. It's going to take him and put them out there. Got these really amazing chips here. They're beautiful. All right, so I'm just gonna pull out that many. I still have a few left. And then I was thinking about teaming it up with these. But then I thought maybe that's too dark. These are so pretty though. They're so juicy looking. So then I thought maybe we'll do, these because they're a little bit lighter, the cubes. Actually, do we have, you know what we have? We have some of the hishis. Got a lot more of those. So let me just pull out a few of those and we can go with these. Like they're even, like some of them are even lighter. And then we'll have like several different colors. So we'll pull out just a few of those. All right, so let's start with our 5 seed beads. And I think we're gonna do like what we did here. I think we'll do 10 and, you know, space it all out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 seed beads. There we go. Drop those little guys down there. I'm gonna go over my tail. There we go. Then we need our little, I wonder if I should do like I did over there and just grab for the ends like smaller ones like this, just because I think it looks really kind of cool. So let's do that. Let's do 1 cube here, and then we can go into our pretty little Amazonite chip. So we're gonna do 10. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now there's a few in here that are super giant that I think I'm gonna wanna like not use in this. So like this one is super giant, this one is super giant, and this one. So I think we're gonna hold off on those, and because I think they're so big that I would love to use them kind of more like, I don't know, like maybe in like a different piece. So we're gonna hang on to those, and then we're gonna do our seed bead, our carnelian, heishi, and our seed bead, and then 10 more chips. There's 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope. 7, 8, 9, and 10. There we go. All right, I'm cooling off now. Now I can turn my fan back off. There we go. There we go. That's much better. I just needed that one little cool breeze, and I felt much better. It was super cool here the last couple days. Like, it was so nice. We had nice cool breeze coming through, and I hear that there's like, because next week is supposed to be warm again, like heat right up again, but then we have like a cool front coming through, and I'm like, oh, that'll be nice. I don't mind it when it gets like, you get warm and then you get a couple cool days where you get a break. I do like that. That's the kind of summer I like. I like to have some nice hot summer days. What I don't like is the constant sticky humidity. I also don't like I had a $500 electric bill. That was something I did not like. That was definitely not fun. But it is what it is, right? I mean, what are you gonna do? So, so there's 6, and there's 7, 8, 9, and 10. Beautiful. and now we can do 10 more. See, now these 10 are taking up a little bit more real estate. So, which is kind of cool though, because, or a little different spacing, I think, I guess, maybe, because actually it doesn't take up as much. That's right. Anyway, like I said, it's all right because I like that it's kind of off from the other one. It just makes it that much more interesting. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8. Grab some more. Is that one okay? Oh yeah, it just, okay. Yeah, that one's fine. It has a big chunk, but it just has like a, you can see my string, but you won't really even notice it once I get all this on here, so it'll be fine. And then this is my 10. Okay, so let's straighten this all out because I want to make sure this is going to line up properly. And it looks like I could actually fit maybe just a couple more on this end here, because I think when you pick it up, it's going to, see how it all kind of falls into place. So I think what we should do is maybe go ahead and add our final heishi here and do one more carnelian. We'll add some more of the chips because I have a bunch of little baby ones left. Whoops. So it probably won't be super noticeable that doesn't match up perfectly, right? Like I said, all these are going to be kind of like twisted up together, and we'll use some of these really small ones just so it looks like we're doing something like the same thing. This one, let me see what that hole looks like. Oh, that's fine. Okay. There's 2. We may not get a full 10 on here, but that's all right. I mean, I'm pretty certain we won't get a full 10, but that's okay. All right, so maybe right about, oh, probably one more of these guys. Actually, we could do probably one more. These lay differently than these. So when you pick it up, these actually like press into each other, where these kind of like are more rounded and they just kind of like hug. These like smush each other. So I still have quite a bit of space left. I think we could do probably one more of these, and then we could do our carnelian and some seed beads. Yeah, that's gonna work. Get on there. All right, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, perfect. I got my other little guy here. All right, so now this is where it's gonna get a little weird. So I'm gonna clean this mess up real quick, and I'm gonna be right back. Okay, I set the stuff that I'm still going to need for the other side just in this little dish off to the side, and we're just going to gently pick this up. I'm off camera for a second on purpose, guys, just because I'm trying to. All right, so this is what we have. This looks super cool. Like, I don't even think you need to like twist it up, but I kind of feel like you do, especially if you don't plan on stringing anything at all on these. Let's see, how would this like hang? So yeah, we definitely want to do like a little twist, right? So I think what we're gonna do is we're probably going to, let me get all my pieces here, get them all laid out, right? This one and this one. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. What are you doing? Don't you do that. I must not have had this guy on all the way because he like fell off. Okay. I'm like, don't you dare. All right, and then we have this one, and then the brown one, and the orange. Okay, so let's see. So what I'm thinking is we could probably like team up like a couple of these together. Like I said, I want this to be short enough that you see everything, right? I want you to see the components. I want you to see just all that stuff. Maybe these two together in the middle. So if we just did like a little bit of a twist, right? And what I'm thinking about is actually like, not really a braid, but just kind of like a little flip-floppy type braid, nothing tight. So pulling this one in the middle, pulling this one into the middle, both sides, right? I really want you to be able to see the SilverSilk in there too. So that's why I'm trying to be like super, super careful with it and not get all like too tight. I want you to see the different strands in here as well, because that's like part of it. And that one's in the middle. And I think if we just do like one more braid section with each one of these, it should be perfect. And then this one ends up back in the middle again. Okay, so like that. So this is all woven together in a way that I think looks really good. So the orange is on the outside where it was. The red and the brown with the crystal is in the middle where it was. And then the turquoise is on this outside where it was. So this is what we're working on. Beautiful. And just to make sure that we're doing it right, we're going to line it up exactly in the order that it was on here. So we did the orange SilverSilk, and then we did the orange beaded strand, then we did the brown, and the, you know what I mean? So we're just going to make sure that we're doing the same thing over here on this side, like the same order. I don't know why I think that matters. It probably does not matter, but that's what we're going to do. All right, so now I just want to make sure that everything is all nice and straight and even. I don't have anything like weird happening up there. And we're going to grab our component. We need that. And I wonder if I should do the wire parts first, because that's going to be a little more precise, I think. So let's do that now that I think about it. So I'm just going to pull that one off, because that one we're going to want to make sure that our beads are like spot on, like in the right spot. Well, I gotta clean my glasses off so I can see. There we go. All right, so which means we're going to need some more French wire. So we're going to cut that. And about that much. And right there. This is good stuff, guys. So if you're curious about sizes of French wire, it lets you know the inner diameter. So like, for example, where's my, oh, here it is. So like this bead stringing wire, this diameter of this bead stringing wire is 0.30 millimeters. So all you would need is anything larger than 0.30 millimeters for your French wire. It's just that easy. And usually most of my wires fit through my French wire, because it's hard to find bead stringing wire that's too big for your French wire. Unless you're using like a really heavy duty wire, then that does happen. But really the only heavy duty that I know of is like the Softflex Heavy, and that's usually colored. So I wouldn't want to cover that up anyway. So it's fine. Okay, so that one went into the second hole. And we're going to put our wire tail through our crimp. And if we can get it to go through a couple of the seed beads, that's better. It's just going to give me some leverage. And then we're just going to be super duper careful as we're pulling this down that I'm not going to suck my French wire into my crimp, because that's a bad day when that happens. All right. There we go. Perfect. Okay. And now we can do our crimp. We're using our traditional crimping pliers again. And there we go. Nice and neat. Looks good. We're saving all this extra wire that I cut off foolishly, because this is actually perfect for bracelets. So expect to see some bracelets in your future. All right, so then after that, so we have the orange here. We're gonna leave that orange right just like it is. Then we had the brown SilverSilk. Then we had, the next thing is our this strand here, and that one goes on this one, the fourth hole in. Yes, the fourth hole in. So I'll get my crimp, put that on, put my French wire on. There's a lot to this one, you guys. This is not, you know, I mean, it's not a hard thing to do. It's just, this one is one of those ones, if you feel like putzing for a while, this one's going to be the one you want to do, because it's a little bit time consuming, but you know what? It was fun to do. It's fun to get really super creative with some different materials and try to figure out how you can make something work. I didn't want to like skip any loops, you know what I mean? Like, I wanted to fill up every loop. I saw it as like a challenge. Like, you don't need to skip loops. You just need to find something that's going to fill up every loop without making your necklace look weird, you know? And that's what I would set out to do. And then all of a sudden, like I said, like an epiphany, it just came on me, like on the couch. I was like, there it is, light bulb turned on. I'm like, I have some 3-needle chain. All right. So we got this one, and now we can go ahead and crimp that one. Just gonna hang on to it for a second. Oh, that one's, want to make sure it's on there. All right, there we go. Sometimes you need like extra hands. And there we are. You can trim this little guy off. And then we have our, so our red one goes on the outside of that, and then we have our, this one goes into the second to last hole, and then our turquoise SilverSilk goes in the very last one. Oh, this is so cool, you guys. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's so super cool. All right. I feel like I want this to kind of go like this though. I don't know. Anyway, no, I don't know. I can always push it through and do something with it if I feel like it needs to do something. Okay, it's not locked in yet. Let's put this one on. Oh. And drop them all. Oh. We're going to leave our bead bug on there. Be a nice accessory, right? And then let's put our French wire on that. And put this through our second to last hole. Just like so. Being really super careful to not lose your French wire into your crimp. I'm telling you, if you've used French wire and it's happened to you, you know, sometimes it'll come out okay, sometimes it does not. And I've had more times that it did not come out of there well, where it just stretched out, because essentially it's just a wire spring. but not a springy spring. Once you pull on it, it stretches out and you will never get it back. So you lose that portion, and yeah, it kind of makes you a little bit sad. So just always watch when you're doing this that you are being really careful around your crimp with it. It does give a really nice finished look though. I really do like the way it looks. There we go. And ta-da! All right. Now that we have that, I'm going to put all those little wires aside. We're going to save those. Oh, that's still connected. Hold on, let me fix that because that's going to... I'm being kind of messy over here, guys. Being a messy girl. Let's fix that. That's going to cause issues. All right, so next we have our SilverSilk that we need to do something with. So here's the orange one, and the orange one is the very first one, and then it looks like the one after that is the brown. So the brown goes into the third one. So we're just going to tuck this one up in here real quick just to get them out of the way. All right. I kind of feel like this is like either geography or like some kind of mathematics or like something. I don't know what I'm doing. All right. Get this one here. I'm just trying to make sure it's all going to look nice. And I keep pulling on the other end too, just to make sure my pieces are coming down properly. All right. And now that we're here, I don't want to stretch this out too far either. So I'm going to actually cut this here, kind of like right in line with my piece, because we're using one of these crimps and we're using a little jump ring, so it will line up nice. So the first thing we're going to do, like we did over there, we're going to fold a little section of this over, just like that. And then we're going to put our crimp on it. Whoop. Drop it several times before we make it happen. Okay, as long as I can just hold it in place for just a minute. And I still have quite a bit of my SilverSilk left, you guys. I will leave a link for Sam's Bead Shop and for the bead box. You are too late to get this one, unfortunately, but if you order by August 9th, you will get August. So you're not going to see it, you guys. You can't wait for it to come out and then get it, like get the subscription and get it. You can buy it on its own and it's like $20 or $30 more. But if you just get on a subscription, I guarantee you will not be disappointed in this subscription box, you guys. It's $49.99 a month, but you get a ton of beautiful, beautiful beads and like high value beads, you guys. They're not skimping. You're not getting, you're getting great quality of check glass, great quality of gemstones. I also have a coupon code that you can get $5 off your first month. If you're not ready to dive in to get the bead box, you know what? You don't have to. What you want to do is when the bead box comes out, make sure you're catching one of the unboxings. Go to their website or app during, either during a live show if you feel like shopping a live show, or not during a live show, just want to shop in peace, then just go there and shop some of their extras because they put the extras on there. And then you can kind of create like your own Sam's bead box, right? From the extras. So there's a lot of great ways that you can get around that. And I also have a coupon code for that, and that's also listed down below. I will list the SilverSilk 3-needle chain for you, and that way, and the French wire. Everyone should have stuff like this, but just in case, I got these from Amazon and it was like in a huge pack of different sizes. I highly recommend having them, even if it's not something you use all the time, because like all of a sudden, like, you're like, I could use one of these, and you don't have them. It's one of those things. They're not very expensive, and you will eventually use some. So I will put a link to those as well. And I think that's it for links. But yeah, this is fabulous. We're not even done yet though, guys. I think I'm gonna, you guys know what I'm doing here. I think I'm gonna give you guys a break. I'm gonna finish this part up, and then we're gonna come back and make a decision for the back of it. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so this is what it's come down to. This is what it is. Isn't that pretty? Look at all that funness. Now, I'm struggling because like part of me wants to do beaded, right? Up. But then I'm like, there's so much here that I'm kind of leaning towards not, and just using more of this, because that would honestly be, oh, maybe not quite the perfect length. What I do have, and I do have more SilverSilk in other colors. In other styles that would look really good with this. So that's where I think I'm leaning, because I don't want to take away from this. This is my main focus, and I really want to keep that as being that way. So as much as I feel like beading some more, we're not going to, unfortunately. But I am going to grab some options, and I shall return. Okay, friends, I think I got it figured out. So I have the SilverSilk leather. It's the SilverSilk wrap leather in this beautiful turquoise. So this is gonna look nice. And I've measured this around my neck. Like I want this to be at a certain length. And like I said, mainly so that you could see all the workings here. And so when I did that, I came up with, this is where I want to cut it. So I'm going to cut this here, and then I'll measure that for you. All you need are just regular cutters. And we're just going to cut that. And you have so much, I mean, you guys, when you look at it, you're like, well, that's not a lot of material. Well, it is. It honestly is, because I usually only have to order SilverSilk a few times a year, and I have so much of it left over from even the previous year. The things I go through the most are the findings. And I mean, I'm going to be honest, the findings for them are pricey, but they're amazing and they're worth it. But right now I'm out of findings. I'm out of all the ones that I need the most. So I make do with some other things that I have. Like these are meant for round leather. So this is actually kind of perfect because this is round leather. And I think this is like a 3mm leather or 2.5. I think 3. I'd have to read it online. So these pieces are, I cut them in half, which you don't have to do that. You use twice as many findings if you do that, but I want my clasp in the back, so that's why I did it. If you just leave it whole, you can do the clasp on the side and use less findings. So it's 7 inches each. And then we're going to, I need 2 more of those. 1 and 2. I have a clasp here, and then I also have, we're going to need some smaller jump rings. Set this out. So I'm going to need some about this size. One, oh, it's a little bit bigger. Let me see. Maybe we'll do, that's more the size I want. I probably have one more in here like that. Here we go. There it is. And then we're going to need one that's bigger for the clasp to go into. We might need one more little one. Probably one maybe about this size too. Okay. All right. So I think we got that situation worked out. I got you guys all cattywampus. I'm so sorry. I must have hit it when I had it paused. And I just made you seasick. I'm sorry. I hope you brought your Dramamine. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this in here. And all you do with this, you put your little leather in here, in the little slot, and you just use your pliers. And you can just fold one side over. Some people add glue. You can. I don't. I don't find it necessary. I've never had a problem with these coming off. I think they stay really, really well. So you can, like I said, you can do it or you cannot do it. Either way, it's fine. So I'm just straightening out my little loop there because it looks like it bent while it was being stored. And then this guy is going to go right here. So we're going to take one of our jump rings. We're going to open them up. And this one's a tough jump ring, man. This is some strong ones. And we're going to go in here. Oh, is that one going to be too thick? Oh, that might be too thick. We may have to go smaller. So maybe like another 3 millimeter, which is fine too. I don't know, maybe this one might be too thick too. We might have to find thinner ones, which, yeah, good luck. That's hard. I might have some thin ones though, but I don't like using the thin ones. You know what, guys? I do need to find some thin ones. I'm gonna have to pause you one more time just so I can find it. Hold on. Okay, I decided to keep one thicker one because we want that for the clasp. But these thinner ones, they work great for those smaller holes. So we're just gonna grab onto some here and pull them out so I can find some sizes that look about right. I typically don't like to use these unless I absolutely have to. I don't feel as good about them as I do the other ones, but that's okay. I mean, I'm gonna be really careful with the necklace. It'll be fine. All right, so we got those. And I'm probably gonna want one more little one like that. All right, so let's go ahead and open this one up. Yeah, these are much, much thinner. Oh, I'm like, what is that noise? And then I just realized it's the automatic cat litter box cleaning itself. And I'm like, what in the world is that? I'm always like, it's such a good thing, but I'm always so afraid that one of the cats is still gonna get like stuck in it and it's gonna like tumble in it, like it's gonna malfunction. I know it's not going to, it'll be fine, but you know, it's one of my irrational fears. We all have some. All right, so there's my jump ring. And then we're gonna keep going with this side. Put this in here. I'm gonna try to get this like lined up here, because eventually this leather will straighten out, and I just kind of want both sides the same, like facing, like the little dimples facing the same sides of the leather. Just makes it look a little bit neater. And these just fold over each other really nice and clean. You really don't even notice like a crease or anything. And you can pinch it together a little bit more if you need to, but yeah, it looks good. You know, it's absolutely fine. Do I prefer the other stuff? Absolutely I do, but it's good enough. It gets the job done. That's all I care about. All right, so I'm gonna put this little itty bitty one here. Let's close him up all the way. The other thing I don't like about these, it's hard to like get them lined up like so perfectly to close. And you have to keep like making sure it's closing properly. Otherwise you're gonna, I guess the one good thing is it's not on wire, so it shouldn't fall through or anything. But this side's gonna be the one with our big jump ring that we're gonna hook into with our clasp. And if you are making a short necklace like this, you can definitely put an extender chain on it. If I am giving this away to somebody, I would do that. Or if I'm selling it, I would definitely do that, because you want to make sure that it can fit everybody. Or if they want to wear it at a different length, it doesn't even matter about whether it fits or not. It's just a preference that they have, that they want to wear it at a certain length. You want to make sure that's an option for them. It just helps. But yeah, I'm not going to do that for this piece because I know this is exactly where I want this piece. All right. But again, like if I decide like, oh, you know what, I know somebody who would really like this, I will put an extender chain on it. There we go. And then we're going to hook this one onto here. I hope this one was fun. I hope this one was fun and even maybe a little educational in regards to some SilverSilk products, you guys. I try to do some when I can. You know, honestly, like I sometimes forget about it because I get so involved in just beading that I forget that I have all this other just beautiful stuff that goes perfect with everything else. You know what? Actually, yeah, no, that's perfect size for that. Put one of these back. All right. So this side is that way. Get that lined up. I'm sure it doesn't really matter, but if I'm going to be picky about something, I don't know why, it's this. I know that's weird, right, guys? Because I'm not picky about so many other things, but this is the one thing that I think boggles my mind. Like, why did I put that on that way? It doesn't look good. That doesn't look right. There we go. I did not get this squeezed in the way I wanted. There, and now we got it adjusted. There. See, all you have to do is like squish it again and it's fine. They're usually pretty malleable. Like you can usually get it where you need it to be pretty simply. But I will try to find, they may not be exactly the same ones that I have, but I will look for ones that I would recommend to you that if I couldn't find the ones I had, that I would get myself. And then that way you know that it's something, I'm not gonna like tell you something that wouldn't work for you. You know what I mean? So just feel confident about that. Let's hook this together. And yes, I will try it on. And I love this so much. It's so cute. All right, guys, I had fun making this. I'm going to flip this around. We're going to try it on. And I hope you guys like it. All right. Okay, so you see how we braided it, right? Like a loose braid. But see how it didn't like stay like almost like a braid. It's just kind of like a nice little twist. That's what we were going for. That's the look we were going for. Just like that. And you can still see strands of like the SilverSilk in there. It looks so cute. And then you can see where it's connected here to the components. And then you can see the turquoise SilverSilk up here. So this whole piece is just talking to each other, right? It looks so complete. So my hair looks like a mess. But don't look at my hair, just look at the jewelry. The jewelry looks fantastic. All right, guys, I hope you really, really enjoyed this one. This one was so much fun for me. And I'm telling you, there's more to do with this box. And I think, you know what? Maybe we'll figure out something to do with SilverSilk with earrings and a bracelet with this too. So I will get the noodle working on it and we will try to figure it out. All right, guys, I'm sending you my love. Have a fantastic weekend and I will see you again real soon. Bye, everyone.